I would find myself writing poem after poem after poem after poem after poem, and each piece became this reflection of who I was. Through my poetry, I was discovering who I was. You know, each piece was like a mirror, like this is you. And I was able to see myself for the first time. And the more I write, the more I wrote, the more that I also found myself getting very, very depressed and very, very upset, because at the center of it all, one of the things that really just really hurt me, really just hit home, was the fact that my father, he wasn't around. I hadn't seen or heard from him, and at this point, it was almost 10 years had gone by, and I hadn't seen or heard from him, since my folks got divorced, and I was really just going through it, because you feel like you're the people that you expect to love you the most. The people that's supposed to be there and protect you and take care of you and just, give you advice and show you, how life is supposed to go, or, at least try to, help guide you along the way. He wasn't there. And it wasn't just me, it was me. I have two brothers, and I'm a middle, so my older brother, Virgil, he good, but I always felt like, if I'm going through this, what's Sergio, my little brother, what is he going through? If this is hurting me this much, what is he going through? Because he had less time with me. So I found myself getting, just really sad, really depressed, and I ended up back home in Chicago. I left college and went back home, and I was really determined not to be a failure. I didn't want to let my mama down, because she had worked so hard to take care of her boys, so or her young men, and I was determined, but at the same time I was going through it. But I put my mask on. I was very good at wearing my mask. I put it on, and I just plowed through, and I started doing stuff all around the city, and I started to make my way out to other cities. So I would find myself doing poetry shows in Philly, and down New York, and down Atlanta, and I was moving around, and I ended up doing this show. I don't know if you guys remember this show called Deaf Poetry, the show that Russell Simmons did, called HBO Deaf Poetry. And out of tens of thousands of people that were trying to get on this show, out of maybe like 40 or 50 people, I was one of the 40 or 50 that ended up on this show. And I was on the first season. I did this poem called "I Need to Write," and I was feeling good, in career-wise, but I was going through it because my pops, after 10 years, we did reconnect after my cousin. She taught me a very valuable lesson. She said, you have to learn how to forgive. She said, if you don't learn how to forgive, you're going to carry this pain with you for the rest of your life. So I decided to forgive my father, and just out the blue, he called me one day. We reconnected, but a year and a half after we reconnected, he passed away. So now I'm going through this roller coaster of emotions. I'm going back to the moments of feeling that anger, feeling that depression, but now I'm also feeling my own guilt, and, because I didn't have, the courage to just reach out to him and check on him. I had plenty of opportunity to call him, say, Dad, how you doing? What's up? Just want to say I love you. I had plenty of opportunity to go knock on his door. You need any help? I had plenty of opportunity for that, but now, that moment was gone. I couldn't do it anymore. So I was going through it, and I was just really hurt. After doing Deaf Poetry, I moved to New York, and to pursue my career. And while I was out and about, kicking with everybody, I'm hanging out with folk like Kanye, and doing stuff at MTV, and doing, work is going good. But when I was home alone, I was just down, So one day my mother, she called me up, and she said, look, what's wrong with you? You haven't been talking to me. I know something's going on. And for the first time, I opened up to her, and I told her how I was feeling in regards to my father. And she said, look, your father was a good man. Let him rest in peace. And it hit me because, one, it's my mama talking. When your mama says something, you go listen. But then it also, it hit me because if anyone had the right to say anything ill about my father, it would have been her, because she had been through the most with him, but she never said anything negative about him. And then at the core of it, I did know he was a good man. I knew he was a good man that gone through things in his childhood, and he grew up hurt people, and he passed that pain on to who was closest to him. So the next day, I decided it was time to break that cycle of pain, which is what my book is about. And I decided to write my father a letter. I decided to write him a poem, just basically saying I forgive you and it's all right. So I wanted to share the poem with you guys, and it's called Dear Father. I wish you could have seen me do my thing. I wish you could have been there the first time I sang. I wish you could have seen how your baby boy flow. I wish you could have seen me rock just one show. I wish you could have seen me do my thing. I wish you could have been there the first time I sang. I wish that you didn't have to go. I wish you could have seen me rock just one show. Dear Dad, these words are being written and spoken because my heart and soul feel broken. I laugh to keep from crying, but I still haven't healed after all of the years of my goofiness and joking. You got me open, hoping this ill will pass, won't last. I wear a mask, my peace won't ask for the truth. Truthfully speaking, the truth hurts, but I'm beyond hurting. I'm in pain. Why does it hurt so much? I find myself fighting with myself every day to remain sane. My peace think I changed, maybe tripping on my fame, but I'm still the same old James. I know it's a shame I don't come around as much, but I don't want them to see me acting strange. I don't want them to feel one drop of rain, but I can't seem to get these feelings to stop. I can't get these thoughts in my brain out. I really need to reach out for your dad and touch your hand. I can't believe y'all arrange. I'm starving for your love and I'm begging, please ease the crave. When I was little, I thought you left because I wouldn't behave. Later on in life, I found out that it was the cane as well as other things. And with all the scars, it was hard, but I learned to forgive and forgave. I forgave the miss my basketball games and the touchdowns I scored at the football games. I forgave to come home high and drunk wrestling with my mother going insane. I forgave to missing all of my track meets and not being able to greet all the pretty girls that I wanted you to meet. I forgave to missing my birthdays and graduations and not being there when I needed advice in certain situations. I forgave despite the fights and tears for all the years lost, wondering if I was loved. Sometimes all I needed was a call and a hug. I mean, I understand that people break up and don't make up and some relationships don't last forever, but why were we together? Mom could have found new man, but where was I gonna find new dad? Looking back, I wish you would have begged me and pleaded my case, because I felt like I didn't matter, like I was deleted and erased. I would cry, still cry so much I get headaches. I try to get you on my mind, but I can't get you off of my face. I see you every time I see me, and I can't do nothing but ask God to bless me, expand my territory, place his hands on me, and keep evil far away from me. I asked him to protect me like I wanted you to protect me from the bullies and the police. Now to protect my soul, I write poetry and release. And some say I'm a beast, but I'm just trying to find peace so I can pick up the piece and me they're falling apart. I shall throw up for love that end up with a lot of items on my cart that help me pull out the dark and help me get out the dark. One being my art. But along the way, all of my decisions weren't so smart because my love was amputated. My life became complicated. My family, well, Dad, I don't know if you knew it now, but my sweet family became dysfunctional. I mean, I remember hiding under the dining room table when you and Mama fight. I remember dishes, pots, and pans being put in flight. I remember a hole that you punched in the wall. I remember my calls from work and told them to let you in and you broke in, so Mama get y'all. I remember the alcohol and smoke and going to the bathroom every 5 minutes so I wouldn't choke. I remember you called me out the blue and told me I had a brother that died that I never knew. I remember you snatched my train was off a little orange bike and making me ride when I was only 2. I remember you pushed mine, she broke her ankle. I remember sitting there thinking, how could you do such a beautiful angel? I remember my mom waking us up in the middle of the night saying, shh, Jimmy, be quiet. Put some clothes in a jewels bag. We going to grandma's. If your father come up to your school, don't tell him what it would be. I remember spending Christmas at grandma's playing with my Stretch Armstrong thinking, man, this ain't my house. I wonder how Santa Claus found me. I remember your stinky feet. I remember all that pepper that you put in those ghetto meals that you fix us to eat. I remember listening to you on the radio before I would go to school. I remember all those cars and planes that you were making all the kids on the block thought that my dad was so cool. I remember you ran down the car and I was thinking, man, Dad's fast. I remember how you would curl your mustache. I remember the past. I remember the good and the bad. I remember thinking this is love false. I remember moving to the birds, my boys, and place my love that was lost. And then it made me laugh and giggle. And my boy even taught me how to dribble so I could make the team, and I did. I thought that I would die without you, but Rome, Drake, Ike, Egg, Todd, make sure that I live. I was never sad. They even gave me their dads, Mr. Kemp, Mr. Whitaker, Mr. Cross, Mr. Price, became my dads, my cool daddies, but the little boy in me still wants his daddy badly. I feel like a scared little boy and ready to become a man, but I think I'm ready. I think it's time. I think it's time to shine your mind. I think it's time to shine your mind so I can ease my mind, let my soul climb. I think it's time to stand as a man of my own too, just like you used to do before those demons started hunting you, because all I want to do is to make you my proud. And I wonder if you are, I wonder if you know, I wonder if you know that God gave me a gift. I wonder if you know about the spirits that I lift. I wonder if you know I touch people with my words. I wonder if you know I inspire actions with my verbs. I wonder if you know that your baby boy, the show that aired for me to see on HBO, and that hard New York crowd that I didn't even know actually came here standing. No, I know you're proud. I know you are, because I'm be the best just like you want to be. Watch and see. And just in case you can't, I'm screaming so loud that I shake the clouds and move them out the way of my sunshine, because that's what you are, Dad. James Ivy Richardson Sr., do you hear me? You are my sunshine. That's why I forgave you, because my love for you is still the same. It may go on through a transformation, but it never really changed. So I swear on my mama and on my name, I'm going to stop this rain, conquer this pain, make sure that you did not die in vain. And when I get to heaven, when I get to heaven, I'm going to jump in your arms. We go kick back like when I was little and watch the Bears game. I wish you could have seen me do my thing. I wish you could have been there the first time I sang. I wish you could have seen how your baby boy flow. I wish you could have seen me rock just one show. I wish you could have seen me do my thing. I wish you could have been there the first time I sang. I wish that you didn't have to go. I wish you could have seen me rock just one show, one show.